Good evening. Welcome to the evening forecast discussion for August 12th, 2014. It's currently 9:30 p.m. and we have a very impressive heavy rain event developing right over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area tonight. Now, some of you might be saying, what rain? There is no rain. I have been waiting for rain and I have not seen any rain. And some of you are saying, no more rain. We've had enough. Those people are in southern New Jersey and around Baltimore, where there has been some incredibly impressive rainfall rates. Over southern New Jersey, we're seeing rainfall rates of 1.5 inches per hour. Meanwhile, northern New Jersey and northeastern Pennsylvania, where we were expecting some of the heaviest rain, really haven't seen all that much. But don't worry, more rain is on the way, and it looks like it's going to be rather impressive through the overnight hours. So let's take a look at the latest observations. I'm going to break down what is exactly happening right now and also show you what should happen overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. And the rush hour tomorrow morning, not too pretty. But the good news, this is really good news, by tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be clearing out and very comfortable. A little bit windy, just a little bit. Okay, let's take a look at the latest observations. So here's the latest observations for this evening. You can clearly see throughout the region we have an easterly to southeasterly wind anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour along the coast and around 5 to 15 miles per hour over the interior. And some of the wind gusts, by the way, especially in Manhattan, I've personally experienced this, definitely pushing over 30 miles per hour in some of these showers. So we have plenty of energy in the atmosphere. We have temperatures in the lower to mid 70s along the coast, upper 60s to lower 70s over the interior. Let's be clear here, temperatures are not going to be moving all that much through the overnight hours. Basically, our low temperatures are going to be right around 70 degrees throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, with periods of heavy rain through the overnight period. Now again, you're probably wondering, where's the rain in some locations like northern New Jersey and northeastern Pennsylvania? Well, it all comes down to rising and sinking air. I'm going to show you what I mean in just a moment. So here's our stationary warm front here, and here's the occluded front. Now what's going to happen is that this frontal boundary will start to get lifted to the north and east, but this cold front and occluded front will follow right behind it. So we have two processes of lifting throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area overnight tonight, and that's going to lead to more rainfall developing and really enhance the line of showers and thunderstorms approaching the central Pennsylvania and eventually eastern Pennsylvania later on tonight and moving through the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area through the early morning hours. Now on the radar you can clearly see some very heavy rainfall focusing over New Jersey, southern and central New Jersey specifically. We have had rainfall rates over 1 inch per hour, anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches of rain per hour over portions of southern New Jersey, and that heavy rainfall is expanding throughout all of central New Jersey. Now, with all this lifting focusing along the coast, it's leading to sinking air here over northeastern Pennsylvania and northern New Jersey, the Hudson River Valley, and even portions of Long Island. And that leads to less rainfall for now. But you see this area of rainfall approaching, these showers and thunderstorms. First of all, these thunderstorms will not remain severe. They will become elevated, and as a result, they will be focused more on the heavy rainfall aspect of this line. So as this line moves through, it'll tap into all this tropical moisture here, and as a result, produce a band of very heavy rainfall overnight tonight into the early morning hours that will move through eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, the New York City Metro, and Connecticut between now and 5 a.m. After 5 a.m. we start to taper off and we start to see that clearing take shape from west to east as that occluded front drives through the region. Now, the infrared satellite picture is pretty interesting because what we have here is some significant lifting clearly developing over New Jersey. I mean, you have the cloud tops rising very, very impressively. This is some very cool cloud tops over southern New Jersey. So what's the deal here? What's causing this? And also notice we're seeing rising cloud tops over portions of central Pennsylvania with our advancing cold front. Well, let's take a look at some of the observations here. So we are taking the SPC guidance here and some of the observations. And you first see that we have a stationary front to the south of New Jersey, and you have your cold front pressing to the east from the Ohio River Valley towards the northern Mid-Atlantic. Okay, that's all well and good. First thing I want to show you is the precipitable water amounts, and this is pretty impressive. We'll take off the radar here, and no wonder why we have very heavy downpours here over central and southern New Jersey. We have a very impressive precipitable water level of over 2 inches. That is some tropical heavy rainfall here, ladies and gentlemen. And notice how it's bulging to the north and east. That's an important observation as well. Why? Well, let's take a look at the moisture transport. This is impressive as well. When you start getting into the reds and dark reds, that is some pretty strong moisture transport setting up over your neck of the woods. Now again, notice we have a little bit of a weakness here over northeastern Pennsylvania and northern New Jersey in between two areas of stronger wind and transport. So that's to be expected based on the lifting parameters that we have in place right now. But you can see, based on what I just showed with the precipitable water amounts, that we're seeing some pretty strong transport throughout all of the northern Mid-Atlantic with tropical moisture, ahead of that advancing occluded cold front. But again, what's causing all that rainfall to focus over the northern Mid-Atlantic? Well, first of all, 850 millibars, we start to get a kind of a clue on it with this weak disturbance out here. Now notice, again, very strong winds coming off the Atlantic, so we have plenty of strong moisture transport and transport of warm air from the Atlantic and from the Gulf of Mexico. But here's the kicker here at 700 millibars. We're starting to see a focus of what's called frontogenesis at the mid-levels of the atmosphere, which basically means we're seeing a contrast of temperatures. And it's focusing over central and southern New Jersey with a lot of that mid-level moisture, and that's also what is supporting that heavy rainfall. But dive even deeper into what's happening, and you go to 500 millibars, and bam, there is our little mid-level disturbance. That's what's causing all the heavy rain to focus right along the coast. This little disturbance right here. And because of this disturbance right here, you have a slight ridge here, which leads to sinking air over northern New Jersey and northeastern Pennsylvania. To be honest, it's almost impossible to forecast for. But I did hint at the idea that just because the forecast had the heaviest rainfall over northern New Jersey, don't let you guard down southern New Jersey, because conditions like this can change very easily. So we clearly have the development of this little mid-level disturbance. Alright, so what else could we look for that would drive this weather pattern moving forward? Well, we have very impressive deep level convergence over the entire northern Mid-Atlantic, but notice it's focused especially right along the New Jersey coast from basically, well, really almost all the coastline from Long Island all the way down to New Jersey. So that's where we could expect the heaviest rainfall over the next 3 hours or so. But notice we're also seeing that focus of frontogenesis and lifting along that occluded cold front and pushing east. As far as surface frontogenesis, we can get that kicked up here. Again, we're seeing that focus along the New Jersey coast. And then at 700 millibars, again, that frontogenesis focused right along the New Jersey coast. So that's why you've been limited so far with the heavy rainfall. That's not going to last, though, for much longer. Because as we can see on the water vapor satellite picture, this upper level low and this advancing cold front or occluded front is about to interact with all this tropical moisture and lift and that strong moisture transport. And that's what's going to lead to this expansion of this line of thunderstorms into a band of very heavy rainfall that will drive through the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area over the next several hours. And it's shown just like that on the RAP model guidance and also on the HHR and the NAM model guidance as well as coming out, basically showing that heavy rainfall expanding over southern New Jersey, lifting northward, interacting with the advancing cold front. And by early tomorrow morning, we're talking about 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, heavy rainfall is spread throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. But the good news again is that by tomorrow morning, let's say about 8 a.m., that heavy rainfall starts to clear out of the region from west to east, with rapidly improving conditions throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area by the afternoon. Philadelphia by noon, New York City by about 2, Eastern Connecticut, Eastern Long Island, probably around 4 o'clock, you'll see everything clear out. So again, some very heavy rainfall is definitely on the way. 1 to 3 inches can definitely be expected with locally higher amounts, especially along the coast, possibly up to as much as 5 inches in some isolated locations. So we're going to use the European model guidance for the rest of the forecast here. With that cold front moving through, look for temperatures to jump into the lower to mid 80s over eastern Pennsylvania, western New Jersey, upper 70s to lower 80s everywhere else. High pressure will be in control for the rest of the week. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. High pressure will be in complete control with clear skies to sky cloud cover. Temperatures will range from the lower to mid 50s over the interior and upper 50s to lower 60s along the coast. For lows, high temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. By the time we get to Sunday afternoon, I think our temperatures are going to rebound just a bit into the lower to mid 80s as we get a little bit more of a humid air mass try to build into the region. On Monday, a cold front will move through in the afternoon with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Look for lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s, highs in the mid to upper 80s ahead of that cold front. And then on Tuesday, we fall right back into our slightly cooler pattern with lower to mid 60s for lows and lower to mid 80s for highs. That is your forecast discussion for tonight. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. And as always, stay safe out there.